Good afternoon, it's Dave at ATI Watch Reviews. Please smash the like button and please hit that subscribe button for more awesome watch content. Little wristwatch check. Got my all-time favourite, well, Mudmaster, if not all-time favourite, G-Shock. The GGB 100, an absolute unstoppable beast. But this video is an interesting one. It's an unboxing of a company that's reached out to me of a very interesting kind of like unique sports watch that I'm really glad they did, because when I saw the pictures online, I immediately liked the design. And obviously I wouldn't have agreed for them to send me the watch if I personally didn't at least like the initial specs and design online. And I did do so. It's got a nice little box. Now, they're a Chinese manufacturer, and this has been sent straight from Taiwan. And as you can see, it's got that kind of medieval, kind of King Arthur style of, you know, case design. Because that's what this watch is actually kind of based upon. It's based upon the kind of dragon in mythical King Arthur. Wow. That, and I've actually, I'll tell you the truth, I have actually opened this box before to take the plastic wrapping off, but as you can see, that is a pretty beautiful timepiece. Now, I'll just give you a little overview. It's a 40mm nominal by 47mm lug to lug by, I think, 13mm thick, but in my opinion it looks a bit thicker, but we'll check that out in the full review. Ceramic bezel, 60-click unidirectional. That's an interesting feel. There's quite a bit of backplay there. The bezel action is not the actual best actually, but it is ceramic, which is obviously a good thing. Yeah, it's a bit of a gritty kind of action, but it's obviously a fully solid stainless steel bracelet design with an interesting dragon scale stainless steel 5-link bracelet, which is very interesting, obviously with the main ones being polished. Going down to a butterfly clasp, and it's actually one of the better ones to use, because I hate butterfly clasp, but this one's not too bad. And you can put down either side, you don't have to put them down in sequence, which is really good when you're you know, engaging it and disengaging it. It's got an exhibition case back with what looks to me like, yeah, quick release. Let it just focus there. With quick release pins. It's 100-meter water resist, so it's a kind of all-round casual sports and dive watch, in my opinion, although it's not officially sanctioned for diving, I don't think, but with 100 meters, I suppose you could. Now, this runs the Miyota 8315 movement, which is a 60-hour power reserve movement, which is excellent, which is why I was really interested. I don't have that many automatic timepieces that go above 45 hours, basically. Now, having them 60 hours is 50% more than 40. And basically, unless you're paying big bucks, you know, they can be hard to come by, the longer, you know, the longer hour power reserves. One thing I really don't like about automatics is the fact that you take off the risk, you know, you've worked the weekend, then come next weekend or come Wednesday or whatever, and it's lost its time. I've never liked that about automatics, which is why I'm not a big pusher of automatics. But that is, the 60 hours does make it better. Because obviously they go up to, like, some watches I think go above 80, but you're paying massive bucks for them. Now this is a still under £500 watch. Now, if you look at the dial, which is pretty stunning, it has a kind of dragon scale texture to it, a kind of stunning, like, deep blue. It's actually quite nice. And if you look at the chapter ring on the outside, That also has some kind of like medieval King Arthur style Merlin, you know, graphics to it that just adds some character and depth to the watch. The bracelet seems really nice on initial impressions. And if I've not said it already, the name of this watch is actually named after the dragon in, you know, Merlin, King Arthur folklore, which is the Kilgharrah. And that's why they've got obviously the dragon scale design on the, and it does actually look really close. What I'll do is I'll just ping it on my wrist. Wow, that is pretty nice. That has a really nice weighty feel. It's heavy. For its size, it's definitely quite heavy. Although maybe that's because I've been wearing G-Shocks that are super light for so long, but that's definitely quite heavy, which is good. It's got some weight to it. See, normally this is a 40mm watch, so on my wrist it feels and possibly looks a touch small for me, because I've got like nearly 7.5 inch wrist. But for the average person, I think this would be a really good size. If it was, I'd probably want it at 42, but at 42 it would be uncomfortable as an all-day watch. So at 40, this is probably better actually. And the clasp, to be fair, is probably one of the better ones that I've actually used. That's butterflies. Obviously, it's got a bit of plastic on there. That's why it's not engaging properly. But obviously, for the full review, I'll take all that off. But it's one of the better ones that I've ever used, and it's comfortable. They've actually, for the crown, this is really interesting, that is an actual gemstone. And if you see the edges of the bezel, see how they have this kind of like dragon scale design. They've actually patented this under some kind of European patent system. They're claiming it is actually patented, some parts of this design, which is interesting. And it is unusual, but I don't think the watch does look quite unusual from the front. I think it looks classy and all round, which is why I like it. One thing they've done really well on initial impressions, they've not overdone the kind of, you know, Merlin style King Arthur style, you know, dragon. That looks really nice when you spin it in the light like that. Now, yeah, they've not overdone it, and it doesn't look cheap. It doesn't feel cheap for me, which is good. It feels really well built. It's got a nice bit of heft to it, and the blue is really nice. I actually wanted them to send it me in black and gold, but in blue and gold it's stunning. Obviously, the bezel seems to be a bit of a different colour than the dial, but to me that's not a problem. It's just so far the bezel is the thing that lets it down slightly, which is the action. There's quite a bit of back play there, and it's quite a gritty, strange kind of motion. But that's the bezel, and that's the only initial criticism that I really have. The fact it's a 60-hour power reserve movement with, you know, the 12, 10, 2 o'clock, and the 8, 4, and 6, all numerals. I like that because I like numerals on the dial. I don't like dials that are just super plain and don't have any numerals, just have like the baguettes or whatever. But I think it's definitely as impressive as I saw it online, because when I saw it online I thought, yeah, I want that. And the crystal is sapphire and it is domed, and they've used triple AR coating, and I can tell it is still a little bit reflective obviously, but these dome crystals, if it didn't have the AR coating on, it would be super reflective. So I'm really glad they've done that. So on initial impressions, I have to say it's a good one. It's better than I thought it would be. That is really nice. There will be a link down below to Valimore's website. where you can order it to the EU. Oh, well, worldwide actually, and it says free shipping. So yeah, so I'll get this on my wrist for a few weeks, and obviously I'll get a review up in due course. But for the smaller wrist guys out there who are more prefer the kind of 40 mils, I think this is going to be a great one for you to get. And an automatic with a decent movement that's semi-accurate and also with a long power reserve, I think this is going to be quite a good one. It's a really interesting one that I'm glad they've come out for me, because it's also like because it's got the versatile design. You could take it on holiday, you could wear it at night time, wear it in the pool, all that kind of stuff. And it's not too big, so it's not too heavy, it's comfortable. I think maybe the bracelet, on another little initial, not criticism, but another little, the bracelet only very narrowly tapers, like only very marginally, sorry. I think possibly it could have done with another mil or so off it. But again, I'll get it on my wrist and I'll get a full review up shortly. It's been Dave, thanks a lot, cheers.